Hello and welcome to Top10List.org, where you get a world of knowledge in 10 simple points. Today's episode is going to be about top 10 21st century political science scholars in Canada. Let's jump right in at number 10 with Rand Dyke. A professor at Carleton University, Dr. Dyke is also quite popular. His Critical Approaches textbook is used by universities for their Canadian politics classes. He is popular among students and is dedicated to helping them succeed. Number 9 is Agatha Angle. Dr. Agatha Angle has been a professor at the York University since 2005. She immensely writes about sex tourism and human trafficking violations. She strongly believes that the liberal masculine dominant theory of IR misrepresents the situation by noting personal choice and the market as the causes for migration and human trafficking. She furthermore feels that the liberal IR theorists conceal the exploitation of migrant workers in much of their research. Her courses are popular, where she encourages and helps students look at the forest and not the trees. Number 8 is Jeffrey Copson. Dr. Copson is another major scholar in the political science department. He works at the University of Toronto, where he holds a full professorship position. Dr. Copson examines comparative politics, especially in Europe. Most recently, he examined East Europe and the impact of economic downturn in 2009. He believes that the EU, specifically Western European countries, is sucking many countries like Ukraine, Latvia, into mass debt through loans. Number 7 is Stephen Gill. Dr. Gill is a distinguished research professor at York University who follows Robert Cox's work on neo-Gramscian thought. He most notably contributed to coining the new term of New Constitutionalism. It is a project which aims to lock capital on a global scale. His work draws on American hegemony, cultural hegemony, organic intellect, and state civil societies. He frequently lectures in universities around the world in Helsinki, Seoul, and Warsaw. On our number 6 spot, we have Janine Brody. Dr. Brody is a research chair at the University of Alberta. Her research focuses on gender equality, globalization, political economics, political representation, regionalism, and social policies. She has written several books, such as Critical Concepts, which are used in many introductory political science courses throughout Canada. She is also known for being the first chair of the feminist research in York University. Number 5 is Gad Horowitz. This political scholar in Canada has led us to understand why Canada is more conservative than the United States and why the country is more tolerant of socialism. Unlike the United States, Canada is compact of British and French influences. Many conservative loyalists moved from the United States to Canada during the American Revolution, and they helped shape collectivist policies, which Dr. Horowitz defines as being part of Canada since its inception. Socialism for him came out of conservatism and is also collective. This is all explained in his theory of Red Tory. Number 4 is Shannon Bell. If you thought political theory is boring and too classic, you need to immerse yourself in Shannon Bell's literature. She has been a political science professor at York University since 1995. Since becoming a professor and obtaining her PhD, she has revolutionized postmodern political theory in Canada. Her publications include writing and rewriting The Prostitute Body, War Carnival, and Bad Attitudes on Trial. Furthermore, her courses on cyberspace politics and post-identity politics are popular among students and are easily filled. Number 3 is Leo Panitch. Dr. Leo Panitch has been teaching at York University now for the past 27 years. He is a Marxist scholar who typically uses imperialist thought to describe United States actions in the 21st century. He is currently an editor at Socialist Register, which provides free articles for everyone to read. Although Marxist, he does challenge Karl Marx's interpretation of trade unions, helping people to become class conscious in the capitalist world. He believes trade unions are compatible with capitalism. Number 2 is Robert W. Cox. A former political science professor and United Nations officer, Robert W. Cox is another 20th and 21st century political science scholar in Canada. He has changed and paved the way for an innovative, critical, political economy thought. Many scholars like Stephen Gill were influenced by Cox and are continuing Cox's work and tradition. He is most famous for what is now labeled as neo-Gramscian thought. Here he focuses on a critical analysis of IR as opposed to a problem-solving one. Last but not least on our list is Michael Ignatieff. Many remember Michael Ignatieff as the former leader of the Liberal Party, the former opposition party of Canada. His poor judgment and leadership skills led to the ultimate downfall of the party in May 2011's election. Before he was a politician, he was a scholar, writer, and professor who worked in Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States. He immensely wrote in the field of international relations on the topic of nation building, peacekeeping, and the international responsibilities of Western nations. After leaving politics in 2011, Ignatieff took on a teaching position at the University of Toronto, where he will continue to build on his scholarly writings. Thank you for joining us. That concludes our list for Top 10 Political Science Scholars in Canada. If you enjoyed, click subscribe. Don't hesitate to join us again soon for another episode of Top 10.